talking about the effect of media, as we are generation who spend our life without the smartphones and the other social media, and currently we are using the too much social media. So we are the best example of that social media effects. We have some good habit with taking that media, and also some bad habit. The effect of media is totally depend on the user's choice, like what his choice to do with that media. Like if you want to look a channel which are not biased with any government or anything, then we can watch that channel at any platform. It's not only based on the TV platform. And in other way, we can also in talking about the social media, it also have a, like some good effect and bad effect. In the case of good effect, like we can use like from the 2 to 3 years, we are using the social media Facebook like as an advertisement platform. Like many international companies are using that as a very good advertisement platform, and they're making good profit. And in the YouTube is also a very good platform for the entrepreneurs also. And other channels like WhatsApp and Telegram, it's also a very good hub of education. So we can see that there is a very good part of that social media. But in taking to the grave part of the social media, like in YouTube, so there are some kind of adult video, and Facebook is also some kind of fraud, or the data privacy is also doing the same thing parallelly. So we should make the balance between the bad and good effects. And there is a need of awareness, like using of the media, because the today generation and the child is not aware of the harmful effect of the media. Because I think since childhood the children is taking the mobile and watching the YouTube channel. But I think the channel is like YouTube platform is also doing very good. They are providing the under 18 plus subscription and the child mode in that many other platform. So effects, it's not that much bad as we can assume in their uses. And it's also like media is directly affect our dopamine in our minds, like what we are choose and what we are don't choose in any other market. Or so I think it's good for sales, but we also have to some choosy before selecting the media. Thank you.
Restricted us as far as empowering women, empowering the rural women. The very first, education. In the recent data, where it was found that there is a lot of education gap between the women and the men as far as the rural society is concerned. The second, uh, when we are talking about the medical facilities, we have seen that still today the rural women are used to go in the field for the defecation. There is still open defecation. So if we successfully tapped the talent of a woman, especially the rural women, it will be a great as far as not only to the GDP but for the development of a nation. We have seen various under the Manrega schemes that the women have a great role to play. We should give them the freedom to migrate from the small cities to the small rural areas to the big tier 1 cities, so that they can get education, the proper education that are not available in the village government schools. One of the famous quotation that I remember for the women of rulers, that the women in the rural areas are like a tea bag, because nobody knows that how much strong she is until she went into the hot water. So if India literally wants to be the developed country in the upcoming era, today the main concern for the women in rural should be our main focus. Taking an example of various sports persons like the Vinesh Fogart, the Babita Fogart, from the wrestling, they are from the village. They are from the very small village and achieved a very milestones. Not only this, friends, we have so many examples, even in the cricket, even in the wrestling, boxing, and many more. So if India, if we want to increase the GDP of ours, we should engage the women's to the global level. Various states have taken a very beautiful initiative, like the Haryana, one district, one product. Under this, the more concern is given to the village area, where the women are doing the very skilling works, like making the bucket, making the this bucket from the raws, the useless raws from the forest area. So ultimately, the government should give the focus by various schemes, like that of the Manrega. There are Ujjwala Yojana. Thank you.
Topic of my lecture is population of India, its merits and demerits. So I heard a quote, very famous quote, that is "Aapda ko avsar mein badle." Yes, gentlemen, you heard it right. Recently, our country has surpassed China in population. So many of you might think that it is a apda, that is, it's a very big problem, but actually it's not a problem. It's going to be a avsar, an opportunity for the younger people. So, gentlemen, with increased population, we will be getting a huge number of younger generation or young people. They are going to be part of the economy of this country. They are going to lead this country. Many of them will become future politicians. If they become a future politician, for example, if a 30 to 35 years of age person becomes a prime minister of this country, is definitely going to be a very great prime minister, because he will be educated, he will be having all the experiences that a younger generation, that is a normal people, is facing all the problems in his day-to-day life. So he will be more friendly with the citizens of this country. He will be having a better understanding of how the smaller states and how the working of normal organizations are facing, because many of the politicians right now are not that much educated. So an educated person is a need of our for the politics of this country. And if I talk about the schooling system of this country, it is also going to be having a great boost. Now comes the demerits. What are the demerits that we are going to face in future? Whether I am saying आपदा को अवसर में बदले या ना बदले, but आपदा is always going to be a आपदा. Yes, gentlemen, you heard it right. Many of scientists believe that after 2050, that population of India is going to decrease. That is the population of younger generation. It is going to be decreased. Why? Because right now our country is going to have have a very bigger population of younger generation, but after 2050 it is going to be a young maximum population of older people, and it will surpass all the countries of this world. So that is why it is going to be Abda. And to fight with this problem, we have to focus on our education. That is why we need this policy, hum do hamare do, and it is a need of our and to suppress this problem. Thank you.
Good evening, gentlemen. Tonight, my topic is regarding India-US relations. Since India got independence in 15th August 1947, India had made diplomatic contacts with the US. It was the US who had enforced British to give us freedom, and also US had taken us to the United Nations membership. United States of America has backed us in various international forums to give us international recognition. After that, the relationship of US and India had been like a roller coaster. There had been once US had provided the opportunity to India to undertake the permanent membership of United Nations Security Council. Unfortunately, we didn't do that. And after all, we had chosen for the non-aligned agreement to make a balance between the USSR and US. In the meantime, afterwards, the Pakistan, which was balkanized from our nation, had been backed by United States of America for various reasons to make sure that India doesn't prosper so much. We had seen such instances in the Kargil war. US was hell-bent against India and focusing more on Pakistan. In the 1971 war, in the Bangladesh Liberation War, United States of America had provided an aircraft carrier in the Bay of Bengal, threatening India's sovereignty. So there had been other instances as well. Recently, Narendra Modi government had made various efforts to develop this relationship. There is a quadrilateral security dialogue. Thanks to Japan and Australia has also come on board. There is Lemoa-Comcasa agreement, Beka agreement regarding the military exchange and bilateral partnerships. US has always backed India in the Indo-Pacific to make a counterbalance against the hegemonous Chinese aggression and expansionism. US had recently made a deal with Ajit Doval and has talked about providing technological transfers regarding the jet engines. And we are looking forward for that. So what are the way forward? We need to make US sure that they give us more visas so that our migrants go to their country and pay remittances to us so that the money can flow to us. There needs to be more technological transfers. It will also develop in FDI and forex reserves. The thing is, the way forward is we need to make a fine-tuned balance between US and also the Russia, especially in the Russia-Ukraine war, when India is bypassing the US sanctions. And in the way forward, we will have to maintain diplomacy and dialogue and tacitly make a balance and prosper this relationship into opportunity to make India as a global superpower. Thank you.
Good evening, gentlemen. I have chosen the topic India as a defense manufacturing hub. From a past over a decades, gentlemen, in our defense sector, we have not even manufactured defense equipment in India. So what is the reason behind that? Is that we didn't have the proper manpower, technical mindset, and technologies. We had all these aspects, but we didn't have the opportunity and the platform over here. So what we have depended on all other countries for our defense export. So we have exported majority of our defense equipments from the other countries. You can take the USA, Russia are the major exporters for us. But for now, we have provided the platform through various policies, wherein we have provided the startups for the defense manufacturing. So in this, we have collaborated with all these. The government has collaborated with all the leading institutes and the premier institutes where we can get the best minds to manufacture the defense and bring out the ideas. So we have collaborated with IITs and the other premier institutes in India, so which has resulted a very positive impact. So if you talk about now current situation, we are not only making the defense equipments in India, but we are becoming an exporter. So recently we have exported BrahMos to Philippines, and from now we are going to export all the other defense equipments to all other countries across the world. So what is the reason behind like we are manufacturing in India? So main reason which I can figure out is that the Atmanirbhar Bharat, wherein this has provided a very good platform for the youth, wherein they have got to showcase their own talent. So every youth is very competitive enough to participate in these challenges, in these startups, and bring on the idea like what best they can do in making their defense more strengthened in all the aspects, mainly security, mainly equipments, mainly quantity. So in all these aspects, we are able to conquer all these aspects. So I'm very glad that our Indian youth, we are focusing more on the defense equipments, and we are able to follow and export all our defense equipments to other countries, and as well as the technologies we are sharing with all the countries too. So it gives a very privilege for me to share this, gentlemen. Thank you.
My topic is rural women empowerment. So as we know that more than 60% of the population of India reside in rural areas. And from them, more than 70% of the women, those who live in the rural areas. And by talking about the condition of the women in our country. So as we know that the percentage of women who are going to the schools or who are taking up the jobs and many other things are very less. Be it any sector, be it IT sector, be it a defense sector, be it any other ones. The condition of the women in these sectors is not that much good if we compare it with respect to the men. If we are talking about the defense forces, these things has been increasing slowly. Increasing slowly. If we take the example of the prestigious National Defense Academy, which earlier was only known for taking the male cadets into the academy. Now there were various things which has come up, and the women cadets are also allowed to get into that academy and to take the education. And if we particularly talk about the defense only, we should know that more than 60% of the women officers who are serving in our country, who are serving in the defense forces in our country, they comes from the rural background. And according to me, the major thing which take part or which implement to this is the education level. As we know that earlier, during if we talk about in 1950s, when we got independence, at that time the education rate of India was very less, and the education rate not of the women but the education rate of male was very less. And the people earlier used to think that they only have to give the education or a higher education to the boys only, to the male child only. But now as the things are getting changed, now the people are more aware, as there is a good education, and we used to know, and there are also a lot of opportunities which have been coming up, which the governments are also working, and they're also looking forward. And there are a lot of schemes which has also been taken out by the government. For example, the Pradhan Mantri Rural Women Scheme, under which there were a lot of works which are being given to the women, and also there were certain scholarships which has been given to the girls only, so that it was like that if a girl child who is passing class 12, then with a very good percentage, for example, more than 70%, then that girl will get a scholarship like a 10,000 rupees per month or a laptop or something like that. And if a girl child is getting into some government job, then the scholarship, then there is no limit of the scholarship and the awards and the respect that she will get, or she will used to get from the family and from the other resources as well. Now talking about the marriages of the women, that as earlier the marriage age of the woman was 18 years. So by seeing the condition and all those things, the Supreme Court has also passed the verdict, and the marriage age of the women has also been increased with equal to the men. So at the end, I want to conclude my talk only by saying that India is already working upon this issue and should also take the examples from other countries and should give women more chance and their improvement in the rural as well as urban area. That's all.